Welcome in to our Sunday night edition of Between the Hedges. Thank you all for tuning in either now or in the future. We really appreciate it. Welcome. How are y'all tonight, boys?
Woo!
Collective
What a game.
cyber.
What
I'm doing well.
freaking game. What'd you say, Matthew?
It's doing well. Like you said, Dad. What a freaking game, and really, what freaking games? Really, this whole weekend was insane.
Yes.
Yeah, but the one we care about the most.
I know that, but we had other games besides that one.
I mean, that was an instant classic.
It really was. And as you can see on screen here, the photo says everything. I don't even need to say anything else. Somehow, some way, this team
fought.
They fought and they showed grit and determination. And not that Tennessee didn't show those things, because I was impressed with them as well. Their fight, their resilience.
I told you Tennessee found a quarterback. I told you after that first game of the season against, who was it, Syracuse that they played?
Yeah, Syracuse, yeah.
They found their quarterback, and they're going to give a lot of people a lot of problems the rest of the season. And, I guess there's an outside chance we may see them again down the line.
We could. We definitely
they
could.
They gotta go through LSU though.
And Bama, I think, right?
And Bama and possibly Miss.
So it's going to be fun to watch. I mean, the SEC is going to be so fun to watch this season, because I honestly think it's pretty wide open who is going to actually end up being the two playing in the SEC championship down at the end of the season.
Yeah, and I know our buddy Tiger Mike's not on tonight. He's with family, but as he would say, he doesn't pay attention to this, but the lines are saying that each week they're changing, right? So Georgia's pretty much been the steady one in the top 3 as a betting favorite to get to Atlanta, but it's been Texas in there, it's been Alabama, and now I think LSU's up there.
We've been in there too.
Yeah, and we've and those odds have just been shifting. It's been all over the place. So yeah, and I think I'd have to get this pulled up, but I think there's a handful of teams with under 10-1 odds to get to Atlanta right now, which is kind of crazy. So that reflects what we're talking about. I think it is wide open this year, and like Matthew said, there were multiple games yesterday that were just great games.
Let's keep talking about the Georgia game for a bit before we get into others. I mean, we're going to go recap the other ones because we did all the picks. But what stood out to you guys the most about the Georgia game? First off, I want to say, what a way to get that streak to 9 straight.
Yeah.
I mean, part of you has to feel bad for a Tennessee fan.
I don't feel bad at all.
In their kicker a little bit.
I don't feel bad at all. If
he doesn't shank that kick, we came home with a loss. And I mean that was just the latest play. I mean,
that's all he gets paid for, though.
We had
he
4th and 6
those shots.
We have 4th and 6. And they make a play and stop us, they probably win that game. Once we scored the touchdown, we still had to get the 2-point conversion. If they make a play and stop that, they probably win that game. Because there wasn't a lot of time left. There was some, but there wasn't a lot. So chances are we may not have seen the ball again.
But guess what? All that didn't happen.
I know all of that did happen for us, and that is insane that all of that happened for us.
The better team won.
Tiger Mike disagrees. He says Georgia got a lucky break. We kind of did, in a way, but here's what I'll
think so.
Here's what I'll disagree with. No, it was the procedural penalty to back them up 5 more yards, and
that was luck.
No, but that that helps, and this is their kicker's
There wasn't anything
first
luck involved. Everybody on that field played way too hard on both teams for you to throw anything about luck being involved in it. We executed some plays. We looked miserable on some plays, and Tennessee did the exact same thing. We just happened to make more plays in crunch time when it mattered the most.
We did, and that was their kicker's first instance of being in that moment. So he was new to the moment, and one of the things that I've always said about Tennessee under Heupel, until they slay the dragon and they beat us, they don't know how to do it. Like
it's in their head.
Yeah, like they get these really big leads. They look flashy, they look unbeatable early, and then they can't hold them.
Yeah,
they can't. So that's credit to us for learning how to stop their offense after the onslaught that was the first quarter, and then B, continuing to hang in there and keep making plays.
Hey, and a newsflash for Georgia, I think we found a quarterback too.
We did.
I was gonna say that's what stood out to me the most. The
fact
I
stole your thunder, huh?
You did. You did.
Sorry about that.
So, no, I mean, the fact that not only Gunner went to Tennessee, with 102 fans that hated you. 102,000 fans.
Yeah.
Sorry. 102,000 fans hated you. Singing Rocky Top. God knows how long. You had College Game Day there as well, betting against you. And then Gunner goes in there, has an awesome stat line, went 23 of 31, like 304 yards and 2 or 3 TDs in that game.
He rushed for 1.
And rushed for 1.
He threw for 1, I believe, right?
Regardless,
No.
he proved.
I mean, he played his freaking butt off, and I tell you what, that pass he threw on 4th and 6 at the end of the game.
That was
I don't know how anybody could possibly throw that any better. I mean, that was beautiful.
Stockton can.
I mean,
that's how.
No, what I'm saying is everybody. I mean, that anybody couldn't have thrown it any better. There's nobody that could have thrown that any better. I mean,
perfect.
He just dropped that straight in the breadbasket.
Yep.
That's one of those plays that's going on a highlight reel in 20 years and it's already on one now. Not that it's not a highlight reel now, but that's going to be one of those plays that we play in 20 years and be like, y'all remember when Gunner did this on 4th and 6 and we were dead in the water at Tennessee? Yeah, it's going to be one of those games. The hobnail boot.
I'll tell you what, during that first quarter when Tennessee was having a track meet up and down the field on us and jumped out to 21-7 lead, I'll admit there was a bit of a pucker factor involved there. But I held on to the fact that we've seen that movie before, and I think you could see that on all the Tennessee fans' faces whenever they showed the crowd shots in the second half. We came out in the second half and did that basically death march, possession where we marched it down the field, and I think we ran the ball 12 out of the 13 plays or something like that. 13 out of 14, 12 out of 13, something like that. I mean, it was a long, almost
down the field,
8-minute drive, and I mean, we just shoved the ball straight down their throats over and over and over. And
absolutely,
when we ended on that touchdown, and I think that's what we took the lead at that point with that touchdown, with that score. You could just see it all over their faces. They're like, "Oh crap, here we go again."
Mm-hmm. And it was the second and third quarter, we totally grabbed all the momentum and just dominated the game. What I remember thinking in the first quarter and at halftime, I was like, on script, Tennessee was otherworldly. Their quarterback didn't miss a throw until
14 out of 14.
Yeah, he had 200 yards and 14 out of 14 and 2 touchdowns before we could blink. I mean, it was amazing. And then,
well, I mean, we responded right out of the gate. I mean, you could tell our guys were not going to just roll over after they went through us like a buzzsaw the first possession of the game. We did the exact same thing right down the field against them and tied it up 7-7.
Yep. Yeah. And I kind of wanted to put something else, a couple of other things on screen here. So while I'm doing that, give me just a second. Just kind
of, I definitely feel like Tennessee is a good a team to watch out for, especially for these other SEC schools, because that's going to be a scary team down the road.
Yes.
If Georgia is their only loss, that's going to be good for them.
Hey, shout out to Eric making a comment in the chat. I don't know. He said fire. I'm assuming he says the dogs were fired on Saturday, and I agree.
That's my coworker Eric.
Oh, you know him?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Thanks for joining, Eric.
And here,
he just got promoted.
Thanks for joining.
Congrats on the promotion.
Look at this graphic here. Credit to Fox College Football here, but these are the last 9 results now of the 9 straight wins, and all the common thread amongst all of those is that we usually win by at least 14. Okay, a lot of times a lot more. Yesterday was just one of those instant classics and may propel us to 10, 15, who knows, in a row. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and predict that, but you win one like that, it just goes a long way for your program to continue your dominance against, your rival. So,
and in this streak right here, the odd number years like 2017, 2019, 2021, 2023, those are the years in Knoxville. Look at those scores on their home field in those years: 41-0, 43-14, 41-17, 38-10 until this year when it was a close, hard-fought game. But I mean, you go into somebody else's stadium and you do that to them, that's unreal. But anyway, I think this ties the series record. I think at one point Tennessee had beaten us 9 straight back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You two weren't really around for that. You didn't really know what was going on. I lived through it. So it's fun to see that we turned the script and got 9 straight on them now.
And by flipping the script like this, we now have the series lead.
Right.
And now by a few games. Like, we were a few games under, and now we're a few games over 500 in the series lead. So that's really cool. And then I've got one more that I wanted to show you that kind of feeds off of this one. So there's a really interesting stat about Kirby when scoring a certain number of points. I'm not going to give it away.
Oh, I think I've heard this stat that you're talking about.
This is absolutely freaking insane for Georgia and for Kirby Smart.
Is this the one where it talks about if we score 35 or more points when he's head coach? His record?
Yep.
That's what I heard that earlier today. Go ahead, pop it up there. Matthew, give me have you seen it before now?
No, I have not. No.
What do you think Kirby Smart's record as the head coach of Georgia is whenever his team scores 35 or more points? What would you think his record is?
I'd say we've lost. I'm gonna say it this way. I say we've lost only 5 games when we've scored 35 or more.
How many do you think we've won out of those?
Out of the 10-year tenure?
Yeah, this is his 10th season. So how many times do you think we've scored 35 points and won the game? 35 or more points and won the game. Just pull a number out of the air.
105.
So 105 and 5, you're thinking is okay. Throw it up there.
Yeah, and those in the chat, give us a guess. This,
Oh, wow.
And this is credit to CBS Sports. They put this out. We are 60-0 when scoring 35 points in a game under Kirby Smart. So that's the magic number. If we get to 35, you're not beating us.
Well, if you look right below that, it's 70 straight if you go back to 2014, which that's
for the program.
Kirby. Yeah, pre-Kirby, but 60-0.
Hey, Tiger Mike, I know you've been kind of watching here or there. Is that pretty good? You know, I gotta ask, man, because if Georgia got lucky yesterday, is that pretty good?
Yeah, you didn't throw this comment on the screen like you did his first one, but when we were talking about luck, he said it's all luck, Papa D. I'm like, agree to disagree. These dudes work way too hard to throw it on luck or chance.
And
that guy on screen right there
is a dog.
I don't ever bet against that man.
You're not gonna outwork that dude.
No,
you're just not.
And I will say this: the one that did is now working for ESPN.
I don't know if Nick outworked him. They probably worked about the same because that's who he learned from.
Yeah.
Yes,
but the cookie crumbled the wrong way in our direction most of the time with them.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's get into our results.
Yeah, let's do a recap of the picks we did. Do you want to share the screen for me?
Yep, got you right here.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about all the games too.
Just to recap the 7 games: Georgia, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Miami, South Florida, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, LSU, Florida, and South Carolina, Vandy. That was an impressive slate of games. I think there was only one real blowout in these.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
And who was that?
That would be the Hurricanes, as you can see right here on the results.
Yeah.
So Georgia, 3.5 point favorite at Tennessee. We all went the dog's way, and we all lost by half a point. Half a freaking point.
Because it went to overtime. We were talking about this before the show. There's a unique little feature when picking the spread. If it goes to overtime,
you don't kick the extra point.
So
when we
you
scored
might
a touchdown, we don't kick the extra point. If we would have, guess what? We would have had a win on that pick.
same
Because it would
thing
have
if
been
the
45-41.
yeah, same thing if the spread's like 4 and you kick a field goal and only win by a field goal. So,
Now the Georgia Tennessee, in my estimation, and I know I'm biased, but to me that was the game of the weekend.
everybody's calling it that, so we can go ahead and say that with
close second. And I watched a lot of this game too. Clemson and
Notre
Georgia
Dame.
Tech.
No, Notre
Clemson and
Dame, Texas A&M.
You could flip a coin between those two games, in my opinion, because I watched
Okay.
all of both of those games.
But they were
Give me
both
Notre Dame,
outstanding.
Texas A&M.
And it had been so long. Well, I don't know. Georgia Tech showed well for themselves in that game against Clemson. Clemson is on the struggle bus, to put it lightly, right now. I mean, they can't get out of their way.
Hey,
They were favored, and Georgia Tech upsets them 24-21.
Georgia Tech.
Me and Micah went Tech on this game, so the dog father and I picked correctly.
And I'd like to
Matthew,
add something real quick.
go ahead, jump in here.
So Georgia Tech now under Brent Key, which he's only been there. This is his third season. He got hired in 2022. He now has Georgia Tech winning 12 games against ranked opponents already. That's his 12th win against a ranked opponent. That's pretty amazing, especially where Georgia Tech was when he took over, kind of like laughing stock, little brother to Georgia.
When we were talking about this game Friday, I said that when they're always on our schedule, so that game's no longer a joke at the end of the season. And it's not a glorified scrimmage for us where we can rest players waiting to go to play the next weekend in the SEC championship game.
Michael says I'm back. He votes on Notre Dame game over this Tech game being the second best of the weekend.
Gotcha. So then we had Miami favored by 17.5 against the Cinderella of the early season, South Florida.
I tried.
Woo!
That's called mollywopping somebody.
Or open up a can.
Look,
I mean, they got them bent over their knee and they popped that ass.
Look.
Hey, I was in your boat, Matthew.
If they didn't have that delay screwed up USF.
It wouldn't have mattered if
it was going south before that, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Miami just tore them a new one. I mean, it was not pretty if you're on USF sideline, on their side of things.
Yeah.
49-12. I was hoping South Florida had enough in them to keep it, closer than 37 points.
God.
Look,
you're right, Tiger Mike. You're right.
God.
Yeah, it was.
That one wasn't really particularly.
And close. I'll be honest, I didn't watch much of that game. I did.
I was at work during that game, so.
But it did not go my way or your way, Matty Ice.
No. I was relying on the Cinderella, but I was.
Yeah, I guess
a mistake.
It struck midnight too.
It did.
Cinderella had to go home and
Mm-hmm.
leave the ball.
Yep.
So anyway, then we got to Ole Miss, Arkansas, and I took a lot of crap Friday for my pick in this game. A lot of crap.
Yep, you did. And Ole Miss, with their backup quarterback, was very impressive.
They might.
He might be the
starter. They might have a little bit of a quarterback competition to speak about there at Ole Miss.
We'll see.
I mean, That
They
dude
better figure it
balled
out before
out.
they
But I
play
tell
us.
you what, Arkansas's quarterback balled out just as much.
Yeah.
Dude,
Green.
I mean, they were going trading blows back and forth and back and forth. And
Let's see.
Arkansas did me right. Even though they didn't win, they hung around and hung around. I think at one point they might have been winning. I can't remember, but ended up being a 6-point game. So I took home a W on that one. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
You got lucky. I'm just kidding.
Of course, it's all luck, right, Tiger Mike? It's all luck.
Yeah, it's all luck, Tiger Mike.
It's all luck. And then another really, really good game, fun game to watch. Notre
Second
Dame at
best
home.
game.
Welcoming Texas A&M. And dadgum, if special teams don't bite you in the butt, just like with Tennessee, Notre Dame can't handle an extra point, a snap on an extra point, fumbles it around. They don't get a conversion there. They lose by 1 point on a last-second touchdown by Texas A&M because they made their extra point.
Yep.
How do you feel about that one, dog father? Since you were the one that picked Notre Dame.
You know what? With this game and with the Ole Miss Arkansas game, it was looking good at certain points, and then it turned, and then it turned back. So it was back and forth. It was a great game. As far as like Clemson and Florida and Notre Dame now, 2 losses. Not looking good for those teams moving forward. So, yeah, Notre Dame, and this is interesting because their remaining schedule is pretty soft. So that might have been the nail in the coffin for Notre Dame's season. It's hard to say that this early, but
you have to wait and
be.
see how it could be that they could run the table, go 10-2, and not make the playoff because the 2 best teams they played, Miami and Texas A&M,
they lost to.
So,
one at home.
Yeah.
So
it looks like we got a decent number out there in the chat. So you tell me while we're talking, put in the chat which was your favorite game to watch, whether it's a Georgia game, Clemson, Georgia Tech, this Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Which one was your favorite? Or if you have another one, put it out there. Let us know which one was your favorite this weekend. Then, for Tiger Mike's sake, we threw in LSU and Florida on the schedule. And I got to say, wasn't very impressive of a game at all.
Yeah, that was an ugly game.
That was UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. I mean, you start with Florida, and God bless them, their quarterback. That dude is just in a funk right now. I think he completed more passes to LSU than he did his own receivers.
Just about.
100%. Yeah.
Just about.
And I mean, I saw a stat, if I can remember right. I think Florida had like 24, 26 first downs in the game. You know how many LSU had? 10.
Yeah.
10 first downs.
Yeah.
And they got 5 interceptions, 5 turnovers in this game, and they still only beat Florida 20-10. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked the way that game was going.
Nussmeier is struggling as well.
Both of those quarterbacks are struggling.
LSU's defense is legit. That is what's saving them. This season.
You're right. You're right. Their offense is having a hard time.
Yeah, hard time scoring.
Michael says, "Come on." What do you mean, come on? Matthew's
right. He doesn't like that I wasn't very impressed about LSU. I think I hurt his feelings.
The defense is saving y'all.
Defense saved y'all's ass. If y'all didn't have a solid defense and all that,
And the fact that you were playing somebody that was colorblind playing quarterback.
Yeah, apparently
He
he tied an SEC record for the second most interceptions thrown in a game ever, and they've been playing football in the SEC for over 100 years, and I was shocked
I'd
to
hate
hear
to
that
see
somebody
who-
had thrown more. Somebody
Yeah,
threw
I
9.
can't believe there was 9.
Somebody threw 9 picks in a game, in an SEC game.
Oh, why are you still in the game?
Exactly. Exactly. How
Here-
did you not get shot at halftime?
Right?
Well, let's not go there with everything that's been going on recently. That's
Bad choice of words, my bad.
Yeah. Not really. We don't ever raise to that
We
level
don't
of violence.
we don't condone violence at
But
all.
geez, man,
9.
9?
Oh,
Who was it?
Tiger Mike says y'all are just mean.
Didn't get on the
Oh.
podcast.
Defend yourself, Tiger Mike.
Come on, come defend yourself,
Your
Tiger.
team.
I'm right
Here,
there.
let me-
I'm trying to help you out, but
Hey, we
this
all
ain't
went
helping.
with LSU in this game except for the dog
My
father.
hey,
So we have you back, Tiger Mike.
I
We all
expected
picked LSU, and Florida was trying to give you points left and right by throwing you interceptions, and thank God you got 20 points on the board, and your defense held them to 10. Otherwise, y'all wouldn't even have covered.
I will say this: if they didn't get that pick 6, they wouldn't have covered the spread.
That's right.
It'd have been 13-10.
Tiger Mike says y'all have ruined my dinner.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, hop on the podcast. Defend yourself, big boy.
No, you're good, man. Enjoy the time with family. Yeah. But hey,
that's fine. We're just giving you a hard time because we know it would be the exact opposite way if Georgia wouldn't have come back and won that game against Tennessee.
I was stressing so much at work when I saw 21-7. I was like, "Oh Lord!"
You gotta have faith. The game's 60 minutes for a reason.
Not Gunner's first road game, and it's gonna be a blowout. And then we started to come back, and little bits and pieces, little bites here and there, and then I was able to finish most of the third. Or no, I was able to watch the second half, and that was probably the best half in my opinion, obviously. But the fact that we came back from 21-7 and win the game 44-41 held them to 20 points for the rest of the game.
After the first quarter, yeah.
After the first quarter.
They didn't score as many points the rest of the game in overtime as they did in the first quarter.
Yep.
Right. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
but I was scared, to say the least.
Oh yeah, we definitely all were. Let me add something here to this LSU Florida game that just speaks to the insanity of somehow they still won this game. Dad said it, Papa D. 23 first downs for Florida, 10 for LSU. That was the exact number here after the game finished. And Florida was 6 of 17 on third down, so just a tick over 33%. LSU was 4 of 14. So definitely under 33%.
Did y'all see the post-game press conference with Brian Kelly?
And he got heated.
Oh, he didn't. The first question was, what do you see with your offense? And he got big mad about that question.
He did.
Big mad. And I'm like, dude, you just only scored 13 points offensively against one of the worst teams in the SEC right now. And they gave you 5 interceptions to add to it. So I'm like, why wouldn't they ask you about your offense?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
fair
anyway.
question.
Gotta ask.
His reaction to that was strange to me. Anyway, yeah, Tiger Mike's saying in the chat that he's got to step off, so we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you
See you
Friday night.
Friday.
All right, so enough about LSU then. Tiger Mike's not even here for us to pick on him anymore.
Yeah,
But
let's move
one
to
of
this
the
Vandy game.
one of the most surprising games, the way it unfolded to me this weekend, was this South Carolina Vandy game. I mean, wow. This might be the best Vandy team I can remember seeing in my lifetime so far this season. I mean, to go to, and this is coming off a second half at Virginia Tech where they outscored them 34-0.
Mm-hmm.
They go to South Carolina, SEC road matchup, road game for them. And that score isn't indicative of how bad they whooped that ass.
They did
31-7. So in the last 6 quarters, they've outscored their opponent. What is that? 65-7.
Yep.
Unreal for Vandy game. Unreal. I thought Vandy would keep it close. That's why I took Vandy in this game. I thought they had enough plays out of their quarterback and stuff where they would give South Carolina a game and keep it close. I did not expect 31-7.
No, I didn't either, but I picked them outright. I thought they would outright win the game. So
And they did.
they didn't.
They didn't leave any doubt.
Now,
and I know this is tough for Matthew because Matthew's like a closet South Carolina fan, understandably so. But
yeah, they lost.
You know,
to be fair, South Carolina lost Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, they lost their quarterback in the game, and they lost an awful lot of defensive talent off of that team last year.
Yes.
Big defensive talent.
So,
They
but still, it is
definitely
Vandy, and you would expect that. I would have expected South Carolina to probably end up winning that game before it's, beforehand. But wow, Vandy took it to them. They did, and they didn't stop.
I have to commend it to Vandy. I mean,
and sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team.
Yep, just beep. Yep.
Good game. So, with all those results in, Micah went 3-4 this week. I went 5-2. Matthew went 2-5, and then Tiger Mike went
Bringing up the rear.
4. So
Hey, I like
overall,
being
bringing
last.
up the rear this season, we got Tiger Mike and Matty Ice with an overall record of 5-8. Then you got the Dog Father coming in at 7-6. He's above 500. Good job.
Yeah. Much better than last season. Let's go, boys.
Yep. I think the Dog Father learned a few lessons last year, and he's putting that into practice. And then I've had a couple of decent weeks, 5 wins in back-to-back weeks. So I'm at 10-3 overall for the season now. I'm not going to gloat or anything like that because there's a lot of ball left to play.
We got a lot of hard games to pick in the weeks to come. So
like
there
the
we
one
go.
coming up for Georgia.
It was a fun weekend of football games. I mean, this is why this is my favorite time of year. I love watching these games, talking about these games, and it's hard to get any better than that.
Oh, yesterday was glorious for a second weekend in September. It was
a lot of good games.
It was nothing short of glorious. I loved it.
All right, so we're ready to reveal our rankings for week 4.
Yeah, while you're getting that pulled up, though, I have to say, I apologize to Bama fans out there. Y'all also opened up a can yesterday.
Yeah, we discussed that game quite a bit on Friday, didn't we?
I was dead wrong about that one. Y'all were like, yeah, screw Wisconsin.
I thought all three of y'all were saying Wisconsin has chance. They may upset Alabama. All three of y'all were like that. I was like,
nope.
What are y'all smoking, dude? Save some of that good stuff for the rest of us.
Well, you didn't think it would be that bad. Come on now.
Well, they were favored by 20.5 points or something like that, if I remember right. And if we would have had them on there, I would have taken Alabama.
It ended up 38-14 with a garbage time touchdown out of Wisconsin at the end. So it really wasn't even that close. I mean, it was Bama has made the the week one loss feel like a century ago at this point. So
and you know what's next, right?
Yeah, they're rolling into town confident. And
they're coming to Athens in 2 weeks because we're both off this upcoming week.
Yep.
Neither one of us have a game this weekend, but we get Bama next in Athens. So
I want to try to get tickets for that game.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We'll get to talk about that one next week. So here we go with our week 4 rankings, guys. You can see there's a lot of green and red next to these team names because there was a lot of, except for Micah, his top 7 didn't change.
Nope.
But for the rest of us, there's a lot of movement in our week-to-week rankings, as you can see. I mean, you have +3 spots, +4, -4 spots. Each of us had 3 non-ranked teams join our poll, and it's interesting which 3 teams we all dropped. I mean, well, the 3 of us, all 3 of us dropped the same 3 teams out of our poll.
Wow.
Clemson,
South Carolina,
and Notre Dame.
Exactly. Yep. All 3 of us. And as you can see, Tiger Mike has 3 new teams, so he dropped 3 teams out of his 2. He had Notre Dame and South Carolina, but his third one was Illinois.
Oh, he dropped them even after a win.
He dropped them completely out.
Finally,
even after they won.
And look who he has squeaking in at number 12 there.
Yeah,
I was considering 12. That.
I
considered
don't know.
that.
I mean, they keep up playing that way. They're going to work their way into all 4 of our polls, I'm sure.
They're 15 for me right now.
That's fair. I'd probably put them in there. They're in the discussion for 12 though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean they've done well, and like I said, if they keep playing like that and keep winning games, they're going to end up being on all 4 of our polls.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of just address why my top 7 didn't move.
Please.
All those teams won. A couple of them ugly in LSU and Texas, but they still won, so I'm not going to punish them. I thought about it because I was like, dang, LSU looked bad. Like they don't look like the 3rd best team in the country.
As you can see, I punished LSU and Texas after wins.
Yeah. So I thought about doing that, and I just decided, let's hold on. I didn't overreact to Miami's win because they still have a couple of games that I want to see them play before I'd say that they get to move up. And Penn State and Oregon play, what is it, this weekend, I think? Or is it next weekend? So that'll take care of itself. Ohio State kind of struggled a little bit at first with University of Ohio.
A little bit.
Yeah, they looked bad.
A little bit more than a little bit.
They didn't look like the number 1 team either, but again, they won. Texas, I really want to talk about Texas though real quick.
Me too.
Texas has no clue who they are this year. None. And Arch Manning, I don't think he fits that offense. I think they've got to retool that offense.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
At least not. He's struggling. He's struggling being the man right now.
And that and the play calls, like Tiger Mike was saying by Sarkisian, you've got to adjust to your quarterback. And I don't think he's done that yet.
To. He still thinks he has Quinn. What is it?
Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, they're not the same skill set, and it
Not
should
at
be
all.
a different offense. Or Art should have gotten more reps in the offseason or something to help out with this transition to the offense, with him being the guy. But I'm not convinced. Now, Texas, by the time they come to Athens in November, they could be, looking totally different, kind of like Alabama is now after losing week 1. But yeah, Texas, they're shaky, man. They don't know who they are yet. And I'm not sold on Penn State. But like I said, Oregon and Penn State play each other. To me, the loser probably drops quite a bit. So that's just kind of a sneak peek of what I'm thinking there. But y'all go ahead, share what y'all did.
Good.
Well, I think I've already said the biggest thing for me is I would, like I said, it wasn't impressive, even though they won Texas and LSU to me. That's why I jumped Miami and Georgia back over LSU, because I think last week I had LSU number 2. And if they would have taken care of their business, they would have probably stayed there. But Miami was very impressive. I think UGA, Georgia going in to Tennessee and coming out with that win, especially being down 14 points like they did, that was a big W.
Can we make the argument that's the best win of the season so far now?
It's a dang good one. It's a dang good one.
According to you, that's a top 12 victory, a top 10 going into the game.
And that's the other thing. I didn't want to punish Tennessee. I thought about dropping Tennessee out of the 12. But if I think UGA's 3 and the third-ranked team comes to your place and you fight them tooth and nail, you're a top 12 team.
Yeah. Well, and to further my question there and kind of my point that I was making, that Clemson win for LSU looks worse now. I mean, I know at the time that's a top 5 win, but were they really actually a top 5 team? We'll see how it finishes.
How it plays out, yeah.
But yeah, that's not looking as good. It's not as impressive. So,
but I can see we all had Oklahoma jumping at least 2 spots. I had them jump up 4 spots after taking care of business. I mean, that was the ultimate letdown type game scenario where they came off their big win over Michigan at home, and they traveled to Temple of all places to play Temple on the road. And I mean, they were dialed in.
They could have had a letdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the ultimate type letdown game, because next week they got another SEC matchup. I think Auburn's coming to town for them this weekend.
Oklahoma, Auburn.
So, they could have very easily mailed that one in and looked, lethargic and just going through the motions and still probably beat Temple.
Like Ohio State and Texas.
But they took care of business. So I rewarded that.
Yeah, go ahead, Matthew.
No, I just went ahead and bumped up LSU, even though it was a sloppy win. I just wanted someone to take Penn State's spot because Penn State doesn't play anybody until this weekend coming up. So it's just I wanted to really just swap them two. That's really that point. I just swapped their spots, really.
Hey,
so,
another
but I penalized Texas because they looked awful against you. Was it UTEP, right?
Mhm.
Like, you're supposed to blow out these people, and Arch Manning wasn't this the same school that Arch Manning came in when Ewers was hurt and went bonkers last season? Was this the same team?
I think so, because they have the same schedule, or somebody like, yeah, I don't know, but he played against his first game ever was a no
Was
name.
against some,
a smaller school.
no, right. So, I was thinking that was going to happen again with Arch Manning, but he struggled big time.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought them down to where they're at 8. But I brought in Texas A&M because they deserve it. Brought in Ole Miss, even though it was somewhat sloppy, they still deserve it. And then I brought in Tennessee because they held their own ground. But Georgia, Georgia's being Georgia, and we saw all the numbers earlier in the podcast. So I'm like, Dad, if you come in playing against the number 4, 5, 6 seed or ranked team, and you're 15, 16, and you keep it close with them, you'll be in my top 12 for sure, and probably stay there until they lose again.
And they may not. They may run the table. Who knows? So
yeah, and that's going to be a good loss for them if Georgia continues doing their thing. Tennessee wins out the rest of their games, which is a good chance. Tennessee might be right behind Georgia by the end of the year.
Here's another little tidbit I learned about Georgia Tech today. Guess who they do not have to play on their ACC schedule this year?
Miami.
That's one
Florida
of them.
State.
That's another one. They don't play either Miami or Florida State unless they both make the championship game. But if they won't play them otherwise this year. That's fortunate for them that they don't have to play what are arguably the two other best teams. I mean, those 3 teams right now look probably the best out of the ACC to me: Florida
100%.
State, Miami, and Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Now that they beat Clemson, well, Georgia Tech's going to have an advantage. They ain't going to have to play either one of them during the regular season.
And don't look now, Tech fans, but sitting at the top of the conference standings. So that's pretty incredible, and they do kind of have the inside track now, because this schedule, I'm looking at it now, it's a lot of W's if they keep playing the way they've been playing. They got Temple this week, so expect them to take care of business there.
I just want to mention something. Have y'all saw the AP poll, right?
Yes.
How in the world did they keep Notre Dame at 24 when they're 0-2?
Because they lost to Miami and Texas A&M, who are both highly ranked teams.
Yeah.
It's two losses.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wondered the same thing because
and Notre Dame is a very popular team.
That's what I was gonna say. It's Notre Dame.
There's no other team on the top 25 that have one loss or more.
I get you.
Oh,
I understand.
Notre Dame is the only
Those
0-2
people are
team.
anticipating that Notre Dame's going to do something like run the table the rest of the way and end up 10-2.
Their schedule is pretty, Charmin soft, so they probably will do that. The only team that
they're playing.
The only team that they've got left that's worth anything right now, and who knows what they'll be in November, is USC. And USC got ranked because they're just killing people. But who have they played?
They gotta play Arkansas. I'll
Notre
watch
Dame?
out. They gotta play Arkansas. That's their next game on the 27th. I would watch out.
Yeah, Arkansas
That's their next
That might be
game.
their third loss. Yep.
Well, if they lose to Arkansas, I guarantee they won't be in the top 20.
Purdue is their next game. Then
Arkansas after that.
And they'll kill Purdue.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they got to go to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yep, to Arkansas.
Yeah, watch out for that.
And then they still got to play Syracuse, which who knows how they'll be. And that's towards the end of their season. And then their last game is Stanford. So I don't know. They might have two more losses potentially.
And if they get one more loss, I think they're basically toast for any, playoff hopes.
Yeah, I would agree. You can't be an independent and have 3 losses against a schedule that's
and lose to what might be the 2 or 3 best teams that you even play.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, well,
that about wraps it up tonight. That was another great show tonight, guys. Thank y'all for hopping on. Thank everyone out there for joining. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you can stay up to date on when we go live, or if we post something on the channel, or what have you. You never know what might be coming down the pike. So thank y'all. It was another great college football Saturday. Like we all keep saying, it's best time of year, so we're super excited and happy that we get to just come on here and talk about something that we enjoy so much. So thank y'all. Tiger Mike, we missed you tonight. We'll see you again Friday night, hopefully, and we'll see the rest of y'all then as well. Thank y'all for tuning in, and as always, go
Dogs.
Go Dogs.